So the Shiva Linga happened, and I was quite afraid because coming from an Orthodox family, the Shiva Lingam of this size is not to be kept in the house. So I thought what was waiting for me in Singapore. The day I arrived into Singapore, by the way, I had a smooth journey. I had a smooth journey from Singapore, from Madras to Singapore. My father looked at it, my mother looked at it, and they said they accepted it. They didn't say anything to me. And the family priest came to the house. And he looked at it and he said, "Let me do a Ekadasha Rudram for the Shiva Linga." I said, "Wow." So Ekadasha Rudram started, and I could remember everything ever since that very day. I was very happy that I was not reprimanded, and the following day I left for New York City. At the airport, I was put on the economy seat, and the Shiva Lingam got the business class stay. And I had a big picture roll of Shirdi Sai Baba picture, and both of them landed up in the business class till we landed in New York City. And the captain came out. He says, here is your masterpiece. Can you please take it with you? And it was like Swami got his business class seat, and I got my I got my economy seat to fly back. Soon after I landed in New York, few of us gathered. I'm going to fast forward this little bit. That the Rudra Puja started. Every month, and it started on the same day, on Arudra Nakshatra, when the World Trade Center collapsed. So every month ever since, the first loop was completed. Little did I realize back then that the World Trade Center was the opening, and first loop was bringing the Shiva Lingam back to heal everybody around me of the world. And I do believe strongly that I have moved forward. In fact, everybody in New York City has moved forward, although they wish that the World Trade Center is still there, but they accepted it and they went on. And during that time, life was normal. I was working, I was going to the office, and every month during the Arudra Nakshatram happens, somebody will gather at somebody's house, and this function goes on, this program goes on, and the Iyer boys are there, or someone is there to conduct it, and so forth, and life went on. The following year, 2002, November, I landed up in Prashanti Nilayam. And this time I was quite convinced that I wanted to rejuvenate the depressed mind over the past year's happenings. And that I was grateful that I was having a place to hide and to spend some quality time with myself, a zero, just being a zero. By this time, Swami had even made me write songs on him. And I was already composed. I had 3 albums released by then, which I never thought I could do. First was Samarpan, second was Shraddha Saburi, third one was Shiva Shakti. And I handed all this to Swami, and Swami took it with. And in one of the songs I've written, 2 Tamil songs were written, and one was, I wrote it as, if those who understand Tamil, Amma endra aழைத்தாலே வருவாளே சாயி, அன்போடு என்னை கொஞ்சிடுவாளே சாயி, என்றுமே என்னோடு இருப்பாளே சாயி, இன்பமும் துன்பமும் எனக்கில்லை சாயி. This meaning, when I call mother, Swami will come to me. Because every child, when you call mother convincingly, the mother will land up. She'll always be with me, no matter what. And not only that, so long when she's with me, I never have to be overzealous about my joy or over depressed about my sadness. So we recorded some of the songs, we gave it to Swami, and Swami asked to this professor, who is this for? And they said that Ravi wrote it and he recorded it and he's just given it to you, only for you. And Swami accepted all the CDs that were recorded. And this time I was in Prashanthi Nilayam. I was working in Prashanthi Nilayam, and Prashanthi Nilayam became my home. And I decided for some time that I may not want to go back to the United States. I would rather resign my work and stay. And Swami has his way of getting you out when he wants to get you out of Prashanthi Nilayam. So when I came back to Singapore to look after my parents, the Ekadasha Rudram started with a few friends. We were doing home to home. That for some reason I was convinced that this is the gift of Swami and that everybody should enjoy this divine presence, or rather I should share it with the divine presence with everyone. And thus the birth of Lokashemam Mahamyaham started in me. There's no point living for myself, but the best we could do to society. How much I can do for society, seriously, I didn't know. But it was a blind move that I took, and it started. Or I would be more correct to say that Swami made me take that move. And ever since, every month, there is a Ekadasha Rudram going on in Singapore when the Arudra Nakshatram happens. So when Arudra Nakshatram is born, there is a Rudra Parayanam in Singapore. And then we started with Swami's Nakshatra Jayanti, called the Janma Jayanti in Singapore. And it is going on since 2004 or 2003. What happens from here? What am I trying to tell? A zero, well-shaped zero, a well-dimensioned zero, with the help of one, with the guide of one, adds value not only to himself, but to the to all spiritual matters, the well-being of everyone around him. So am I a chosen one? In fact, I would say all of us are chosen. A few of us realize it, and since a few of us don't realize it. But whosoever it may be, it's a duty of every zero to bring all the zeros to add to one. And until that is done, the one the Divine Master who becomes that one, will not rest. The same thing as what Jesus Christ said, that until every sheep in the flock returns, he will not rest. So, being a zero is very important, because there is that zero that adds a lot of value to the one itself. But without that one, the zero has got no value. Swami, in all his infinite mercy, used people from time to time. He could use you, he could use me, he could use anybody. He has the whole wide world as an apparatus to deliver his message. But Swami is Swami. We are just instruments. A zero can be used as part of his instrument, but the zero is still a zero, and he is not Swami yet. So Swami uses his sishyas or his disciples or people whom he befits, who will make the connection, the right connection with the right person. So I was pretty clear in my mind, or I'm very clear in my mind, that if I apply my discrimination, I will be able to meet. I can discriminate the right person and the language for that moment and purpose only, and not on a overall theme. In 2003, I again landed up at Prashanthi Nilayam, and on my way back, I again met my friend, Mr. Ken, at Sai Darshan. Ken was already falling ill. He was he wasn't doing very well. So I had paid a courtesy call. He told me to come over to his place, again asking me to buy 2 bags or 2 baskets of flowers. And as time was very, very short for me, I told him that I don't want any surprises. He said there's no surprise whatsoever, so please do come to the house. So I landed up. It was a Thursday that I landed up in his place. There's bhajans going on, and I went to him. I gave him the flowers, the sevadals and so on. I just passed on. The moment the flowers went, he knew very well I have come. He took the flowers and he kept pouring it on the floor, and it formed a heap. So I thought, and actually on top of the heap was the padukas. So I thought he was making an offering to the padukas. And people brought in mangoes, fruits, and the whole. And while the bhajans were picking up, the vibrations there was a vibration in the air, and there was something on the heap which I could not make out, and I just ignored it. When the Mangala Arati was over, he called me. He says, "Ravi, I am giving you this as I'm instructed to. Carrying it or not carrying it is up to you." I asked him what it is. He said, take a look for yourself. And it was a Shirdi Baba. Son, I thought it must have made a paper mash. Just should be alright. When I carried it, it was already 17 to 18 kilos. And my brain started wondering, how did the 18 kilo weight did not sink the flowers? but the heap maintained at the statue was at the apex of the heap and maintained its position. So I asked him, I said, what am I to do with it? And it was hot. He says, take it with you. It's meant for. I said, how am I going to take it? He said, take it with you. It will come with you. So I decided I didn't have much time to talk because I had exactly 1 hour to run to the airport. So in an old Mridangam bag, they put some clothes and put the Shirdi Baba inside the bag. And I had it on my shoulders and I ran to the airport. These guys, they left me at the airport and they sped away. And I was alone in the airport with this bag. So I had it on my shoulders. I put it on to the metal, the baggage X-ray machine. It passed through the X-ray machine. I put it back on my shoulders, and that's all I remember. I went through the metal detects even inside the airport, the final metal detects before you board the plane. And I came to 54A. My seat was 54A, and I landed up at 54A, and that's when suddenly my shoulders made me feel the weight. And the attendant came to me, said, you're not supposed to carry these things inside here. Well, I'm carried inside right now, what to do? So we found a space inside the luggage compartment, and Swami came with me. And I came here, I washed it up, and it was what many of you see, the color of it. The significance of this was that the Padukas, the Guru, the Padukas, the statue of the Guru and the Shiva Linga are all very correlated. And it joined the pageantry of deities in the Rudrabhisheka. I asked Swami once in my heart, if it is all true, give me a sign, a clear sign. I was given 4 clear signs of this is his gift. The first sign was in 2006, or rather in April 2004, soon after my father passed away. The Ekadasha Rudram did not stop. In fact, it went outside my house. It went to houses of devotees. I think both the Shiva Lingam, the Padukas and the Shirdi Baba would have gone at least to 900 families in Singapore. People of all walks of life, caste, creed, barring all that, he has visited each and every one of them. So the Ekadasha Rudra Parayana was going on. Number 2, the most important significant thing that happened was in 2006, we attempted Swami's 80th birthday. Soon after Adhirudram was over, we went to Prashanthi Nilayam. I wrote to Swami that can we celebrate as children of Sai from Singapore the 80th birthday in the Divine Presence in Prashanthi Nilayam. Swami allowed it to happen. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but we were able to celebrate with all the apparatus. And Swami came in a very different way as a Banjara woman or a gypsy, Andhra gypsy woman. And all of us there, we saw a lady from nowhere appeared to have lunch with us and then disappeared as she turned and went away. Soon after that, we had number of Maharudrams. In fact, the Sai fraternity were the catalyst to initiate number of Maharudrams in Singapore. And thereafter, when Swami left his mortal coil, we became the catalyst to initiate what is now called the GMY, the Gayatri Mahayagna. Why am I saying all this? Because there's a realization, the theme that he set forth was what we call Lokashemam Mahamyaham, as it says in Vishnu Sahasranama. What do you mean by Lokashemam Mahamyaham? It is actually Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. And that's exactly what Swami has left for us. So long as we are instruments, a zero can be used most effectively and most dynamically for the welfare of the world, for the well-being of each and every existence in this world. May it be a human being, a dog, a cat, a bird. What the message I have, or what I would like to part with the message is, when a divine soul comes down to earth to share his love and to extend a privilege to us in his mission, one must not doubt it, one must not ridicule it, and one must not let go of it, but be vigilant, have steadfastness, and carry the mission forward. In some way, we are all Swamis ourselves. That is why Bhagavan said in the beginning, your life is my message. If he started off with my life is my message, then somewhere along the line he changed it. Your life is my message. He went on to say, in the previous avatar, take one step towards me and I'll take 100 steps. But in the Satya Sai avatar mission was, you take one step towards me and I will take 1,000,000 steps towards you. And this was declared on a Christmas day. So this avatar is most gracious, most harmonious, and most merciful. He has given us literally everything. Ask him if you want money. Ask him if you want a great status in life. Ask him any material things. He will give it to you because he is there to provide 99% to fulfill 99% of your wishes, so that we will fulfill his one mission, Lokashemam Mahamyaham, or Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. He is the very embodiment that designed the Veda of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu into such a magnitude sentence called Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. That is, the Stula Sarira, the Sukshma Sarira, and the Karana Sarira is all taken care of, and all the 14 worlds will be at peace. So no matter where we go, we will be at peace. A mother that was so caring, so loving, has yet to be born again. And He gave His love in abundance to all, whether we wanted it or not. And so it is my prayer, my wish, and my wish list that let's all think of each and one of us, and each one of us in this society, that all shall prosper and all of us be happy, because that is what Swami wanted us. Just be happy, and He will make him happy, because we can do great things and build a better society. Thank you.